Hey, it's Bill and Joel. We're going to build an enclosure. Actually, you've already seen...
right there.
Foam's right there.
Yeah.
You've already seen the OpenRC F1 car parts, but because it's so many parts, we have to put them together. We have to glue certain things together that were too large to print in one piece. I know a guy that knows glues and adhesives. Bill, how are we going to do this?
I've got this really great care package from our friends over at BJB, an awesome glue system, and finally a really good chance to try it out. This is a urethane adhesive. I've never tried anything like this, and I've certainly never tried it on 3D printed parts. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
I'm kind of excited to try this as well. Plus, we have super glues and epoxies and all that kind of stuff, right?
And lots of clamps.
We'll give them the clamps. All right, well, we're going to do this. I'm Joel.
I'm Bill.
This is 3D Printing Nerd. Well, I'm going to start sanding the mating edge.
Are you filming?
Yeah, I'm running. It's recording. Look at that. I'm using this incredibly gritty 60 grit sandpaper.
Yeah, so this is PLA, and I do lots of sanding, and I found going as aggressive as 60 grit will kind of overcome the whatever it is about PLA that makes it hard to sand.
Okay.
Going as gritty as 60 helps with that.
Okay.
I can also use a file. So we're just roughing it up to give the adhesive a little something to grab onto.
Yeah. It is kind of nice that when you enlarge pieces, you enlarge the available area that the glues can go on.
Yes.
So having a larger mating surface. I've used the words mating surface twice in this recording now.
I've also noticed that there's a little bit of a lip there, and if you can knock that back, I think that would probably help it glue together more flush.
Okay. Yeah, that lip went away with sandpaper pretty easily on my side.
So this is the care package that BJB sent me. A bunch of other stuff, different adhesives. These are urethane adhesives, and this
What does it mean? What does urethane mean?
So it's a type of polymer, I would guess. It's catalyzed. You mix two parts together and then it cures. It's a liquid.
Is it exothermic?
Probably. I don't think it's going to be that. Anyway.
Rigid.
This is rigid.
Flexible.
I don't think we need the flexible one. I'll save that for something else.
Yeah.
But there are two different ones here that have different working times.
Well, one is semi-flex though. Do we need the semi-flex?
No, we'll start with this guy.
Okay.
This is 1.5 minute working time. So once it mixes together, you have a minute and a half to apply it and stick your pieces together.
So, but this, when you have a minute and a half of working time, once it combines, then if you're doing a large piece, you're going to have the urethane curing at a different time depending on the part of the model you're putting it on, depending on how large your application is.
Yeah, so we'll do one part at a time.
Okay.
The cool thing about this is normally you'd have to pour two pieces out, mix it together, and then you got to work with it. This comes with, speaking of Batman, a grapple gun. I'm not sure what all these bits are for. We'll figure all this out together.
They're colorful.
But this is the gun.
Look, it goes here.
And then this is the adhesive, if I rip this open with a knife. And then
1-to-1, 2-to-1, 10-to-1.
Oh, these plates are all different shapes, so it's literally impossible to screw up. You put that on there. It looks like that might be the gold one that we want. Yeah, that's nice and snug.
Okay.
This pulls back. This goes in bottom first, I think.
Probably top first.
Like that. And then, no, you know what? It goes this way.
Oh, it does.
Like that. And then locks in, so I guess you can do that and replace it. Anyway, it's down there, and then as you squeeze the handle, this presses it through and squirts it out the end. And these nozzles go on there and mix it on the way through.
Oh, let me see that. That's cool.
It is really cool.
It's got a little helical design in there.
So here's the thing, though. These are one-time use.
I was just going to say, you're not, yeah.
So we are going to use two of the, we'll probably use one to do one surface, and then we got to chuck it. This will last longer, but eventually we will have to squirt some out and mix it up.
Yeah.
But we could probably squirt it on the surface, mix it out, and then use a brush to spread it.
Okay.
So you glue up your whole thing, use all the glue, chuck that, you got your gun ready to go. And just keep on going.
So here's the piece that will eventually look like that.
Yes.
And then you'll take a clamp and we'll clamp here and we'll tape here. What do you think?
Like that. That'll probably work. Okay, and then we'll do another one. Let's get a bigger clamp for that.
Okay.
We're doing a clamp test run.
Clamp test.
Before we do the glue again, so that we're ready. We don't want to fumble it when it matters.
Oh, geez.
That's good.
That is a piece right there.
Awesome. I'm going to put down a piece of paper in case we get some squeeze out.
That's a good idea.
And we should probably put tape over that so we don't glue this down.
Yes.
So let's go grab those things and then we'll be ready to glue. The dagger I'm working on.
Dagger you're working on?
You ready?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna do the glue gun. We'll just put it on one side.
Probably just one side.
And look at that, it's going right through.
Oh, look at that.
Oh man, that's really cool. I'm loving this. The application is awesome.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's don't get that on your hand. Let's do the big clamp.
We will definitely get some squeeze out.
Yeah, lay it down, press it down so it's nice and flush.
Yep. And then, okay.
There we go.
Okay.
And then
I only got a little on my hand. Oh wait, we're a little wonky there.
tape it on both sides. And then we'll give it the clamps. Okay, that looks pretty good.
That's gonna.
I think it's a little
wonk.
All right, hold on. Let's tip
Tip
it forward and do this. It's okay if we get a little glue on the clamps.
Okay.
There we go.
So
That's pretty
this
good.
is where registration marks would be handy.
Yeah.
So then, do we need to clean up while it's?
That's probably a good idea.
Okay.
While it's still liquid. That is already turning solid. And I'm going to take this off so it doesn't get cured in there. And I'm
Okay.
going to wipe the end off to cap it so we can use it again. Cool. So this is good to go for another go. This is curing in there, and it is exothermic. I can tell because it is
A little warm?
a little warm. I probably should have worn gloves.
Yeah.
So this guy is no good anymore. And I should have read what the full cure time is. Let's see here.
And it would have been handy to have registration marks, I think.
Wash my hand. Yeah. But you had to cut those apart.
Yep. All right.
Very well.
Just to set it up, we're back from lunch. We had tacos.
We had burritos this time.
I had a burrito bowl.
We're mixing it up.
All right, so let's.
It's been about an hour. I don't think we needed to wait that long, but that's how long it took us to eat burritos. So let's see how it turned out. How do you feel about the bond between the two parts?
Well, it's. I mean,
That's pretty strong.
I can. I'm trying to. It's flexing the plastic before it's actually moving the joint.
So I would say that this stuff worked
That's kind of cool.
really great.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was nice of BJB to send that over to have
Absolutely.
us give it a try.
I don't know if this. I mean, we have some other adhesives we'll try. We'll use all of this.
Yeah, we will.
We have it.
Yeah, we will.
But I will say that the application method for this is pretty fantastic.
That was kind of cool.
So especially if you do a ton of stuff. So why don't I get another nozzle up and we prep the next piece?
We'll prep the next two pieces.
Yeah. I heard big pizzas. And I got
These are big
excited.
pizzas.
All right, which surfaces are going together?
So these are gonna go like this.
All right,
So
this
this
will be-
this surface will attach to the other piece.
This might be challenging to clamp. So I'm gonna stress the importance of testing your surface where you're gonna clamp stuff. Oh, that'll work.
Will it?
Then we can clamp.
Oh, then we can picture
Up
right.
here,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
right at the top. Look at that. With tiny clamp,
I think let's use the bigger one.
slightly larger clamp.
Yeah, that'll do right there.
Oh, that'll hold well.
Good job, team.
And then, so once this sets, we will then attach it to the other piece.
yeah, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna sand it. We're gonna squeeze on the glue, and then we're going to clamp it up.
All right.
I'm gonna not use this nozzle this time.
Okay.
I'm gonna go straight out of this,
Oh, okay.
and I'm gonna poop it out there, and I'm gonna use this brush to mix it. Mix it
Okay.
right on there, and then spread it out.
Well, a minute and a half working time is a lot longer than it seems.
Oh boy, that just comes out.
That
All
just
right,
comes out.
Mix it together. There are
Spreading.
you get bonus bristles in your print. Those are gonna live there forever.
Oh, that's.
You know what? I could probably
They're there
a
with
little
love.
more. Poop.
Wow.
I do really like that.
Comes out quick. Well, and it mixed for you.
It didn't swirl together like it does in the.
It doesn't swirl, but it mixes because it comes out the same nozzle.
But the two parts were still separate when they.
Oh, they were
when they landed. Yeah.
Oh.
You can see two separate streams.
So it needs to cross the streams.
It does need to cross in this very rare instance. This is different than how we practice troll.
But that's okay.
Fine. This will hold it down.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Now we wait.
Okay. Yay!
So this goes like this. I have here some calipers, digital calipers. This is about 20 millimeters, so I'm going to bring this down to 10, which is like, halfway.
Halfway.
I'm going to lock this so they can't go anywhere.
Okay.
And I can use this to scribe a line.
Okay.
That is kind of in the middle.
Oh, okay.
But what's more important is if I scribe a line over here, those lines are in the same place.
Yep.
And I do the same thing from here to here. That line should match up with that line.
Ah, okay.
So there to there, there to there, and there to there.
Oh, look at that.
And then I can go in. Let's go a little bit shorter. Let's say 6 millimeters or so.
Okay.
Again, the distance doesn't matter, just that it's the same.
Right.
And I can go up like that, up like that, go up like that, and up like that.
Wow.
This isn't high level precision, but it's pretty good.
Right.
Those cross marks there are where we're going to drill our holes.
Okay.
And we will try and drill them if we want to do it like at this angle.
Okay.
We'll try.
We'll try.
We'll see how it goes. Let's see. This is steel. It's 1/8 inch.
1/8 steel.
It doesn't have to be steel. Brass or aluminum would probably work just fine. But
Sure.
that's the first thing I grabbed.
Okay.
So we're using it.
So this isn't going to be a load-bearing part. This is a piece that kind of just...
Well, any metal peg we put in there is going to be stronger than the plastic.
True. Okay.
So if anything fails, it's going to be the plastic.
That's actually a really good point.
I've got these mini bolt cutters, which you should consider getting. I've seen you use
do have some large ones. Wait, I
full-size
should,
bolt cutters. I'm just going to hold it like that.
Oh.
And it won't go flying.
Okay. It's like you've done this before.
It's like that. But these are a lot, for smaller things like this, a lot easier to handle than those giant bolt cutters.
That's very true.
So those are our pins, and then we just need some holes for them.
Okay.
I'm also going to start the hole with this center punch here, like so. And this might go right through the plastic. Nope. You said 4 perimeters on these?
4 perimeters,
So pretty good thick.
4 top, 4 bottom layers, so it's a really thick.
So that's made a dot in the middle of my
Okay.
cross there, and that's where we will drill. That way the drill bit doesn't want to...
So the center punch ended up delaminating the layers.
Oh, and now it rattles. It's just like that now.
Do you need to drop glue down in there first?
I want to do a test fit up.
You're
first.
testing.
That's gone. That's for
Is
gone
that
forever.
gone forever?
We'll just cut another one.
Okay.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Handy.
There we go. And then these pins will
Ah.
go like that.
That looks pretty good.
Pretty good.
That looks pretty good.
I think we need to enlarge the hole a little bit to the north.
That's really
better. Let's try this one. That one can go a little south, actually. Cool. So
Cool.
we will mix up a batch of glue, jam it down in here.
Yep. Do we need to do, and then would we use like a super glue to hold it in place while the epoxy cures?
I think we can clamp the outside of it with just some spring clamps, which are just to your left there. This is leftover silicone, and it's a great surface for mixing epoxies or adhesives.
Oh, because it just peels right
It'll
off.
peel right off. So I will mix up a batch. I'll do the pegs over here.
Okay.
You will brush some on here.
Okay. And we're going to use the BJB stuff.
We're gonna keep using this stuff because it's friggin' sweet.
Bleh. Look at that.
You mix it until it's fully mixed, and then you mix it a little bit more. If you're worried about things like bristles on these types of brushes falling out, you can super glue the bristles before you use the brush.
Really?
Yeah. So this is gonna have to probably just stay in place. We still didn't grab any gloves. Not that that would protect me from you jamming this into my arm, but that's okay. So we want to make sure that these pieces are at the right angle.
Because this sets right here.
Yeah, so leave that there.
I will.
Use that.
Tape it.
And then also we can do this on our clamps. I feel like these giant liner clips are going to be better. Yeah, that's good.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And clamp it up.
Okay.
And I need to clean the glue off my arm.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Oh wait, you went from the inside.
I want to point out that while I should be wearing gloves, the gloves would not have saved me from this splotch on my arm.
That's not bad.
That is cool.
That's not bad.
The axle's going to go together. We drilled some holes.
Yes, we drilled holes. We used the center finder to find the centers.
Yep. We used the center finder. This thing is amazing.
That's amazing. We'll put a link down in the description where you can find your own. If you ever want to find the center of a cylinder or a circle or a thing, you use this, and it works great.
All the time. We drilled holes in the drill press, drilled a pilot hole, and then drilled the full-size holes to accommodate.
We did cut this to length on the with the angle grinder.
With the angle grinder, which is one of my favorite tools
ever.
And now we're gonna do more gluing. So I'm gonna mix up some glue, and we're gonna
get glue inside each of the 3 axle pieces, and then the glue will bind to this threaded rod that's gonna go through each of the 3. So the threaded rod isn't there to provide. It's there to provide stability. Strength.
We're gonna clamp it all down to make it aligned.
There we go. Those are the right words.
Yeah.
The clamps and the glue will provide alignment. The threaded rod will provide the strength.
In and on that. And that can go in there. And this stuff really does get goopy fast. And then lay that down here.
Is that okay that it's not paper?
That's, well, and we're gonna clamp everything down to the work surface to keep it. Let me get the middle one, and that's just gonna hold it in place, kind of.
Anytime you can clamp a piece to a solid object in order for it to align and
also the bottom of this piece is flat, and that will provide alignment for us. If I had pipe clamps, I could clamp the end of this together. I don't though. Hold on, wait, watch this, ready? Gloves. Next time we're using gloves. Alright, wash my hands. Ready for the next step?
We're ready for the next step.
Awesome. First, let me show you.
This is cool.
This is awesome. You can peel our glue right off there. Right off the silicone, because nothing sticks to silicone. Even this old body filler is coming right off.
So then what would, if someone wanted to do this themselves, do they sell a product like this, or do you just have to have a silicone mold spillover, leftover?
They might sell them, I don't know, but I just have leftovers for mold making.
Okay.
So, we're gonna glue these 2 surfaces together. We put tape on here so we don't get glue on here. And we're not too concerned about strength, so clamping isn't gonna
clamping isn't needed. We're gonna use Gorilla Tape.
We'll use Gorilla Tape to clamp it together. So I'd say we cover this area and then smush it together.
That's right. And the reason we're doing it in this is because this fits in here and it provides a good measure of stability, and we can actually make it all kind of be happy together.
All right, here we go. I like that, having this thing ready so that if I have it mixed up enough, I can squirt out a little bit more and just go for it from there. Instead of having
I got some of your old body filler.
Yeah.
I guess
it's like the hair, it provides extra strength. Okay, put it down.
That looks decent. Here we go.
So you're kind of hand clamping it, and I'm locking it in place.
Yep. So is Gorilla Tape like a gaffer tape, or is it like more like a better duct tape?
Like a really crazy duct tape. Okay. Cool. Looks good.
1, 2, 3.
All right. Now we let it cure.
Awesome. The next piece is the front wing, and it presented a challenge because it wouldn't fit any of my printers full size, and the sides of the wings are very heavy with plastic, just because plastic is heavy. And so we needed a way to be able to stabilize the 2 pieces together with more than just an adhesive, and Bill had a great idea.
This is a chunk of 1/8" thick aluminum. I cut a slot in there using my rotary tool.
Slot right in there.
Nothing fancy or pretty. We just cut it big enough to slot that in there and that in there. We'll clamp it, good to go.
And what's great is this aluminum piece so close to the bolt hole will provide a lot more strength, and hopefully it won't fall apart Time will tell.
Mix up our glue. So I'm gonna make sure I get plenty down in the slot there, and then brush up these sanded surfaces.
Remember, kids, it's important to sand your mating surfaces.
Yep. Can you slot that in there?
Yep.
And I'll put glue in the other side.
Do you need more glue in the hole, or is it good?
I put a lot of glue in there.
Okay. It is in.
Great. We'll clamp it 2 ways.
Okay.
And we'll clamp the top of it. Now we wait some more.
All right, we're gonna wait. We're still waiting.
It's gonna be a while.
It's gonna be a while.
More glue. Squirt
We're not worrying about clamping this piece.
This is the end of the
Are we
glue,
at the end?
so I might only have enough for one side. We'll see.
Okay. We're not worrying about clamping this piece because it's a topical piece. It goes right behind the nose and right in front of the center body parts. So I think as long as we get a good covering of glue or epoxy, and then we attach it and then use some tape, I think we'll be just fine.
That should be good. And I think I have enough here. Let's trade places. I'll just do this. I think I have enough.
Oh, I think we got enough. Good job with your glove, by the way.
Yeah. I don't like getting my hands dirty. I also like to emulate Grant Thompson.
Ooh.
Be cool. I need sweet shades though.
You need sweet shades, and you need to use liquid nitrogen for everything.
Did you see? Just today I saw Nate on the King of Random channel made an RC tank with a paintball cannon on it. It's friggin' sweet.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's an RC car that he built the tank body out of EVA foam.
Okay.
And
Wonder where they got that idea.
It's a good idea. It's a really great material. But then he put a radio-controlled paintball gun on it, which is awesome. I don't have to rip it when I'm wearing gloves. I'm going to point out right now that this is a lot harder to squeeze than the one that I had before. So good on you, BJB. That's a good... I wish this was a gun-shaped applicator. I will brush it, and you can... Actually, you brush it, and I'll place it, because I have the gloves.
Yep. I almost dipped this into your arm hair.
Again.
Again.
Just saying. That. This is going to tape on the inside. That looks good.
That looks really good.
The tables have turned. Joel has glue on his hands. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks.
We can keep this with the glue on it.
Oh, yeah.
And tap it with a stick to see when it's fully cured.
Oh.
And then we'll know that this is fully cured.
That's a really cool idea. So, you just move to the side there. Okay. So this one, the back wing, the green and the red pieces each need to go together.
Yeah.
And then the red pieces attach just like that.
Is that the whole wing?
That's the whole wing.
Seems like it should be wider.
It's the whole wing.
All right, so let's glue these together first,
Okay.
Which means sanding.
It's funny, all these pieces fit into 2 small boxes on the way up here.
It's going to be a different story on the way home.
I'm going to have a backseat full of parts. That's good. That's a good lineup right there. Is that close?
Yeah, you know what? I can just
Oh, there you go.
get some glue down in
You
there.
got gloves.
Because I put gloves on. Joel was talking about putting a bit of a radius in here. Let's see if we can do that with what we have
Oh,
left
there we
over
go. Yeah.
with this glue.
In the very, very first Mesh Mix, or not Mesh, Fusion 360 video I did, I said fillet instead of fillet. And the internet never forgets.
One time we were at, where were we?
You and I?
Was it VidCon?
Yeah?
You sat down, you were exhausted, and you ordered the perfect White Russian.
Yes.
And the waitress was confused. She's like, is that on our menu? Is that a drink? You're like, no, I just want a White Russian. But it's gotta be perfect. Joel's such a diva.
Oh, but it was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
You know, she went to the bartender. She was like, this guy wants a White Russian. Just make sure it's really good.
Just make sure it's good. or she didn't. So let's see. For the back wing, this and this will need to made up. We'll wait for this to get.
That sounds like a problem for future Joel and Bill to figure out.
Future Joel and Bill will
Future for us. You guys are going to see it right away.
For the 2 pieces that go underneath the OpenRC F1 car, they're essentially butt jointed together. They should have printed all as one piece.
But it's just too big.
But it's so massive that we're gonna have to do it in multiple pieces. And our thoughts are, we'll glue these together with super glue, and then we'll spray the accelerant to lock it in place. And once we have these all locked in place, we're gonna use plastic. What kind of plastic is it?
Styrene. A sheet of styrene.
A thin sheet of styrene that will attach to both sides as a skin, and that should reinforce it enough to work.
Yep. So I'm gonna put super glue on here.
All right. On our freshly sanded edges.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of get it like that. Okay. Boy, that is a nice connection there. And then instead of spraying it, I've got some of this accelerant in a little container. You're holding it?
I am.
And I'm just sort of kind of letting it go down there, and hopefully it'll soak down into the crevice.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I got this idea from VertVixen.
Like a little needle bar.
Yeah. Is it stuck? Can you flip it over? Let's do the same thing over here. Press that together.
Okay.
So this way you're not getting this stuff everywhere, you're not wasting it, and it's going exactly where it needs to go. Hold it for a few seconds and it should be fairly well stuck together. Want to test it and see how well it sticks? Feels good. So we'll laminate a thing on the top there that should have a lot more strength.
Yeah.
But let's do the rest of the pieces.
Okay.
All right, so this is fairly sturdy, but we definitely want to reinforce this.
Yeah.
I could see this bouncing on a rock and then
just becoming pieces.
We had a meeting of the minds. We decided the simplest solution was just to sand this, cover it in glue, and then stick this styrene on it.
Yep.
So we're gonna do that. So
originally we thought maybe strips along the joints would be okay, but because the styrene is a little bit thick,
if there was just a thing there, and then
stuff that sits on top of it would wobble or not fit. So we're just gonna skin both sides. It still counts as 3D printed. It's just got a skin.
I'm sure this was extruded.
I'm sure this was heated and extruded.
So we're gonna sand this and this, so it's nice and grippy, and then we're gonna try spray adhesive.
Yep.
And
by who? Loctite? Is that Loctite?
Yes.
Loctite.
And we're gonna see how it works.
Fun.
Apply a medium coat to both surfaces, allow to dry for 1 minute, then join. So we'll spray some on here, spray some on there, let it dry for 1 minute.
1 minute.
And then we'll stick them together. All right, press it down.
You got it that side?
Yep. It apply the full Joel and the full Bill.
It's a lot of pressure.
All right, and then we can rough cut it.
Okay.
And I guess just throw all this away.
Aw, seems wasteful.
It's covered in glue, so it's not really useful anymore.
Oh, I guess that's a good point.
There you go.
Wow, it's got a skin.
And we can totally just run a blade down the side of the print like that. We can run this knife down the edge, use the 3D print as the cutting edge. Plan time! So the bottom we're not going to cover entirely.
Because there's no need.
We're also not confident that this spray adhesive was the best for the sticking of the full sheet down. So,
but the full sheet's on the top piece of this. It'll be stuck down because things will be bolted to it. We're not too worried.
So we're going to just do strips of styrene. We're going to epoxy them down.
And that should provide some decent strength.
That's the hope. Anyway.
And we got some 1, 2, 3 blocks here for weight.
Yeah, we do.
How much do they weigh?
Those should weigh about a pound.
Okay.
And this is definitely an area. If I go this way and it leaves bristles,
that's right,
across the seam, that should really add the strength.
I guess we could have done some carbon fiber, right?
Yeah. Okay, that goes on. Okay. 1, 2, 3 block goes on top of it.
Hey, this is coming along.
Yes, it is. We have done a lot today.
It's crazy to think, too, when you're building this at normal scale, all of these pieces just get screwed together, bolted together, whatever together, and you don't have to worry about gluing things.
Is the OpenRC car designed to go together without adhesives?
No adhesive whatsoever.
Wow,
It's,
I like
it's
that.
only nuts and bolts. Or screws, I guess.
I've been working on a 3D printed project that is designed to go together with only screws.
It's awesome. I've seen it.
Secret.
Secret project.
But it's pretty cool. Now we wait.
Now we wait.
Now we wait.
Actually, let's wrap up the video because we've got a lot of gluing ahead of us. But I hope this gave you an idea of the process needed to put together an enlarged 3D print where you've actually had to slice up the model in order to make pieces that fit on the various build plates of your 3D printers. Was there anything in this project that actually taught you something, or did you learn something new?
Well, let's go over the glues. We used a lot of different
Okay.
glues, which is cool. A lot of different options for people.
A lot of different options.
This is my first time using this kind of glue gun from BJB, this system that they were nice enough to send me, and I think it's really convenient.
Super convenient.
To be able to glue it up. And the urethane glues seem to work amazing.
Those were fantastic.
On 3D prints. The super glue is one of my go-tos.
Yeah.
That worked pretty well. We'll know more about how well that works once this gets
That's true.
stress tested. And then 5-minute epoxy is always a good thing just to keep on hand. You can get it at the hardware store. As long as you can clamp the pieces together
That's right.
in some way while they're curing. That's another rock solid way to glue together your 3D prints. We'll know. You know what'll be a good test?
What?
We know which joints were done with which types of glue.
Oh, that's true.
And whichever falls off first, we'll know what
That'll
caused
be great.
it.
I'm worried about because this piece and the other piece over here are all butt joints, and so if they're going to fail, I think those are the ones. But by skinning it and attaching the polystyrene sheet to the joints, that's going to provide some strength and resilience. So it'll be interesting to see where it
Hope
goes.
so.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate that.
Welcome, Joel.
There we go. There we go. All of the pieces are loaded up on the desk, and my goodness, have I got some work ahead of me. The time with Bill was great, and we learned that polyurethane glue works great. The stuff from BJB Enterprises worked fantastic. The connection between the lobes and this brace are, well, it's a tiny connection. And so what I do is I just keep this kind of right there. All right, good. The metal piece that goes between here, oh, that's good and strong. This is the motor cover, and it's good. The connection of the 5-minute epoxy actually worked pretty well. Here's the axle. Look at that. It's mostly true. It's got some cleanup. I think what's going to happen when we actually make the car radio controlled, some things are going to have to change. But getting it together and making it as 3D printed as possible is the goal. It's going to be great. This is the front part of the chassis. You can see the pieces underneath right here. And it uses this plastic right here. This is polystyrene, and it was coated here. These pieces are epoxied on, and then this top piece uses a Loctite spray adhesive. Very, very cool. Most of the stuff we got done at Bill's shop. I did get this part done myself. I was able to glue this. I used some sandpaper I had. I used the Loctite 5-minute epoxy, and it worked. It worked incredibly well. So many parts. So what's left? The 15 pieces of the chassis being glued together. I also need to find a way to attach everything. Also, the bearings themselves, because everything is scaled up 4x, the bearings don't necessarily translate to 4x really well. So what I think I might do is get the bearing size, scale it up 4x, and then print that out in PLA or maybe the IGUS filament, and then just put them in as spacers. Because this in its current incarnation, it's not going to be radio controlled. The car is going to be just put together so that it can be awesome. All right, that's it, you guys. Wish me luck. I'm gonna put this together, and then hopefully the next time you see me, it's with hardware in hand, ready to put it all together for the very first time. Well, a big thanks for watching this and supporting the project all the way. If you like what we're doing here, there are lots of links down in the description that you can click that support me directly. Beyond all that, don't forget to hug each other more because I do love you guys, as always. High five.